By Thornes Marketplace today. Reagan, what can you tell us about efforts to bring new businesses in?
Abby, the marketplace is looking to fill several spaces right now. I spoke with some of the current business owners and learned about the community atmosphere they share in the historic building. Thornes Marketplace, a historic business that first opened in the 1980s, with many new generations of business owners looking to fill spots in the building that sits right in the heart of Northampton. There are currently 4 spaces available. Vegan pizza and coffee counter is the newest addition to the marketplace, open just 7 days now. Western Mass News spoke with owner Will Meyer about his hopes for their future at this location.
We're hoping that more businesses open up and can help drive foot traffic.
Jody Dole, marketing manager at Thornes Marketplace, tells us this is a big attraction in the city.
Thornes has over 1 million visitors a year. We spend $250,000 every year on marketing and advertising. We're a community, a supportive community, from the landlords to the other tenants that are really focused on our collective success.
Many of the businesses within Thornes feels the supportive environment.
It's interesting, I feel like now that we're in Thornes, we're really part of like a retail ecosystem.
Nate Clifford purchased the cornucopia space in 2019 and has been here ever since.
Thornes Marketplace ecosystem has always been this really fantastic place to do business because it does kind of operate as this big sort of go-team thing.
Despite 4 vacancies over the last 8 months, Clifford says Thornes is continuing to thrive.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely this feeling of Northampton's on this downswing, but I can feel it definitely, it bottomed out a while ago. We're very much headed back up.
Dole also expresses her gratitude that the marketplace was able to increase sales after the COVID-19 pandemic.
We are grateful that we made it through collectively COVID, and that post-COVID we're watching our foot traffic numbers increase by 10% year over year.
For anyone who might be interested in any of the 4 spaces available at Thornes Marketplace, you can visit our website at westernmassnews.com. Reporting live in studio, Reagan Stoddard, Western Mass News.
All right, Reagan, thank you for that live report. Still ahead on Western Mass News.